than a Shannon.
I'm Tina Shannon, and I started back in the circuit court clerk's office under Curtis Fruit, who was the previous clerk, in 1991. And he was amazing. He taught me a little bit about everything. He brought me out into the civic world of politics. He didn't tell me everything, because I might not be sitting in the seat if he had told me everything about politics. Because it's not fun, and I applaud everybody at this table for taking a lead, because it's hard to do. It's hard to get out in front of people you don't know and try to tell them, you know, how wonderful you are, and I applaud them all, because it is difficult, but I think most people do it, and I do it because my heart is a public servant heart. I've been doing it since 1991. I've been clerk. I was elected in 2003 as the first Filipino-American woman ever elected in the city of Virginia Beach as a constitutional officer, and I'm pretty proud of that. But with that holds responsibility to not only my Filipino heritage, but you know what my folks taught me, and what the folks that I've met through politics have taught me: to be accountable, to be accessible. My number's on everything you could get your hands on that says Circuit Court Clerk's Office. And I just invite you to call. You know, attorneys are great and they're needed, but if you have a question regarding probate or the how a deed is formatted, we can answer those questions. I don't charge $500 an hour. No offense, Mr. Tower. But being accessible, and I'm hoping that because I don't have an opponent, it speaks volumes to the staff that I have. They're amazing. I hope that, you know, trickles down, because public service is what we are there for, to help every citizen, whether you're a felon coming in to pay your fines and costs, or whether you're an attorney that we're helping file suit. We are there to serve everyone, and serve everyone respectfully and to the best of our ability. So I hope you vote for Tina Shannon on November 5th. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ralph Arnold. I'm running for treasurer as the people's treasurer, because I think we need new, fresh, new ideas in that office. I looked around the state of Virginia at different major municipalities, and they have certain ways. They have three things I want to concentrate on. They have one way where when citizens can't pay their personal property tax, real estate tax, and different things, they have a way that you can put up 10% of that tax that you owe and get a loan from a bank. And this $2 billion city backs the loan, and you pay it off within 10 months, interest rate free. So that tells me it's a win-win for the city. If the city gets their money and the citizen can pay their bills off in 10 months, it's a win. Okay. Number two, I believe we need portals in the treasurer's office, in the business office, and they should all work together. With the business portal, it should work with the commissioner of revenue. It should work with the finance department, the city manager, so we can, and the economic development, so we can bring businesses into our city, so they can make it easier to sign up online to be a business. We want to be open for businesses to come to this great city. And for the citizens, we need a portal, like I said before. When you go to Centera, you go online, you know what you owe, you know what you need to owe. You want to go online and see that and pay it online. And the third, I think we should have lifelong dog licenses. You should pay $40 or $30 one time, and you have your dog license for life. Thank you. I'm Ralph Hart.
Thank you all so much for having me. I'm Lee Henderson. I began in the city treasurer's office in 2000, so I've been there for just over 19 years. And I started at the bottom of the totem pole, and 19 years later, I'm absolutely honored to be your city treasurer. I have dedicated my adult career to service to the citizens of Virginia Beach, and I'm truly honored and grateful to have that opportunity. I have devoted my life to that. With the perspective that I come from, you have continuity. I already know what's going on in the office. I already know what the processes are. And coming from a prior treasurer who had his own mindset, his own ideas, I know what I would like to do, what I would like to change, what I would like to enhance. We're really at a crossroads in the city treasurer's office because we spent 20 years working on a software project that was just implemented last fall, and it is just the beginning. There are a lot of changes that need to occur, but having the background in the office, you know exactly where to start and what to enhance. I think that Ralph brings up a very good point about a portal. We do have existing online capabilities, but it is my goal to enhance those capabilities. Something else that I will be focusing on is delinquent collections with compassion and formal processes in place. I think that's really important to serve the citizens of Virginia Beach by collecting the taxes, and that helps keep the tax rate down for everyone. Thank you so much. I hope you vote for me on November 5th.
Laura Hubbard.
Well, thank you to Lynhaven River Now for this opportunity for us to hear what's on our minds and our vision. And so, since 1977, this treasurer's office has been in the same regime. Nothing's changed. Nothing's going to change. It's stuck, it's unresponsive, and it's not serving us. And about 6 months ago, I received a delinquent notice, an erroneous delinquent notice in the mail that got my curiosity. And I realized that the office hadn't synced the computers or something. And then other folks are coming towards me that say they're having issues. Everything from other delinquent notices. A friend of mine had to hire an attorney to unravel his. He's still working on that process. And it's wasteful, it's time consuming. Not everybody can take time off to try to figure their tax issues out. So it's why we need new leadership. Our city is seeking new leadership. And it's time we have new blood. It's time we clear the cobwebs and bring some sunlight in for transparency. And I have a plan. My opponents do not have a plan. Look at their websites. Look at my website. I'm talking transparency. I'm talking fiscal responsibility, customer service, accountability. You know, experience means nothing if you're not transparent. And on day one, I want an independent audit, a real audit, top to bottom. Clear the deck. What's going on? Where are bank investments? Why are there so many banks? What are there conflicts of interest in these banks? How did we choose them, and what's our return on investment? These are big questions. We have big problems like flooding and sea level rise, and this office can be helpful with a generating revenue office. Thank you.
32 years old, but 14 of those years have been spent at the front desk of an oceanfront hotel. And I've always been struck by the amount of people who come back to the hotel and ask, is Conrad there when they call? Because they know that I've been able to help them. I want to bring that same type of mentality from the customer, only the customer will be taxpayers. I want them to like their city councilman the way customers of the Ocean Holiday have liked me enough to keep coming back throughout the years. In order to do that, I'm going to lead by example. I'm running a very respectful race, and I'm going to keep it going forward. Past election day, when being served, I'm going to be as friendly to everyone from top to bottom, and then you'll like government again. Or at least that's my goal. Thank you.
Well, good evening. I want to take a moment to thank Lynhaven River Now, as well as the Zeiders Theater team for allowing us to be here and for bringing us all together. It really is an honor and privilege to serve you on our city council. And I hope that you will give me the chance to continue to serve by voting for me on November 5th. And the reasons that I hope to serve are very simple. It's because I love Virginia Beach, and I know you do too. I was born and raised here, educated in Virginia Beach City Public Schools. My family lives here, and I want to be part of a team that helps make our city even better, even stronger. We have a lot of opportunity. We have a lot of potential, and it's time for us to work together to capitalize on that potential. And I also want to say it's really neat for me to be here at the Lynhaven River Now Forum because I grew up on the Lynhaven River. When I tell you I grew up on the Lynhaven River, I'm serious. Every single day after school, I went with my friend on his boat. He had about 3. At the end of the time, he had a center console, which we thought was a yacht. But I want to take a minute to talk, we really did, and it was a tiny little boat now, but I want to take a minute to talk about the Lynhaven River ecosystem. It's a system in recovery. There's a lot of opportunity and promise because I grew up there. I saw the water quality is better. Clarity is better. There's oysters now that we can eat. Those things didn't exist when I grew up on Lynnhaven. But it's time for us to be bold. It's time for us to build on this success and continue to keep our city safe, clean, and beautiful. And for those reasons and many more, I hope that you will consider voting for me on November 5th. Thank you very much.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes, thank you. I can't sit here and tell you all the things that I will do in the future because I can tell you I've proven leadership and I can say I've been doing these things. It's something that you can count on. You can take it to the bank. And one of the things we didn't talk about public-private partnerships, but we have a public-private partnership with Lynnhaven River now, and I was really excited when we first did that. My deceased husband was on the board of the Chesapeake Bay Foundation, and it came a time that they wanted to build a center down here in Virginia Beach. So they came to talk to me, and I got Lewis Jones involved, and we worked really hard, and we were able to get the funding from the Natural Conservancy, from the Chesapeake Bay Board, and the City of Virginia Beach, and we were able to purchase that property for Pleasure House Point, and it is going to be preserved now forever, and I was a big part of that. Uranium mining. We had a big threat with uranium mining. It's the western part of the state. It was a huge chance it could upset and destroy our water supply at Lake Gaston. We fought it here at the city level. But I also, because I was the president of the Virginia Municipal League, I went to the state level, and we got Virginia Municipal League to fight it with the state. Unfortunately, they took it all the way to the Supreme Court to try to get it, and it's failed with the Supreme Court. So now we are not going to have to worry about uranium mining. So these are just a couple of things. I've always supported ARP. I have a history of supporting good things for our environment.
Mr. Tower?
Thank you, Karen, and thanks to Lynnhaven River Now, certainly one of the organizations that makes this such a great city. Hats off to all the things that you do. I've had a lot of interesting jobs in my life, and City Council really tops them all. I really enjoy and have enjoyed serving you for 2 weeks longer than Mr. Berlucci. I want him to always remember that. I should remember that when I moved here about the time Michael Berlucci was born. Yeah, he's pushing 40. I'm not telling you what I'm pushing, but lots of experience. I'm happy to serve you. I enjoy it. I've got a skill set that works on City Council because it is a $2.23 billion a year business. I've been a business lawyer all my life. I've been a mediator that brings people together. I've got the skill set that will make me an effective council member. I also want you to know that I enjoy representing the Beach District. It's where I live. Ms. Wilson's got a seat on council, as you probably know. She's an at-large member. She's not surrendered that seat to run for the Beach District seat, and that's her entitlement. But I think everyone should understand that if she loses this election, she'll still be on council. In other words, if you vote for me, I'll win. If you vote for her, I'll be off. On the other hand, she'll be on no matter what happens. And I think that is not well understood, and I hope all of you will take that into account when you vote. Thank you.
Mr. Kowalowicz?
Well, thank you for having me today. And I talked a little bit earlier today with Helen about a minute and a half to say a lot. I got a lot to say. But first of all, I want to tell you a couple things that are very important that the people of the City of Virginia Beach understands. 20 years ago, our budget was $1 billion. Today, it's $2.4 billion. 20 years ago, we had no debt. Today, we have $2.4 billion in debt. 1.2 of that is to an unfunded mandate for your retirement funds. In the year 2000, we were $25 million to the good. Think about this. In all these years, the city's up 60% in revenues. Our debt's through the roof, and we're approving more money The $91 million that we're talking about for the dome site, $91 million on a secret deal. Don't tell anybody. Shh, we don't want everybody to know. Mr. Towler said at a meeting, shh, we don't want nobody. It's our money. We have the right to know where that money's going. $170 million a year to service our debt right now. $460,000 per day. Not $91 million to fix stormwater that needs to be fixed now, not in 15 years, but to do another public-private partnership that has no return coming to the citizens. And all these public-privates, let's see the return. There's no such thing. It's the opposite. You can do the math and see it clearly. More revenues, more debt, less profits. That's not a good thing. Here's the deal. I know that I work for you. If you elect me, I will work for you. Not for council, not for special interest, for you. You have a chance to change how council's being done, and a guy that knows how to do it. I have the experience of 40 years of business. My wife's a school teacher for 38 years. I'm OSHA certified, I understand construction. You don't have to hire anybody. We don't need any more surveys and studies. You got that in me right here, and you got a guy that will work for you and has proven to work for you over the years and has done plenty. Please vote for RK if you want it to change.
Thank you. Thank you to Zeiders. Thank you to our panelists. Thank you to all of you for your great questions and for your time this evening. And I hope you all learned something and you'll come back. And especially thank you to our candidates for the willingness to put yourself out there. It's not an easy